How's it going, everybody? This is Dominic Minchella. I am the Kansas City Chiefs beat writer on SI and the host of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. I do appreciate it, as always. Today, we're going to be giving some love and dissection to the Chiefs quarterback room. And when I say love and dissection, obviously we're talking about the guys that follow. And instead of just breaking down, you know, like I don't know if Bailey Zappi is going to be able to crack the roster, the 53-man roster. So we're going to be talking about the depth that Gardner Minshew provides to Patrick Mahomes and the rest of the Kansas City Chiefs organization. As you know, Gardner Minshew signed with the Chiefs earlier this offseason, coming off of a pretty bad year with the Las Vegas Raiders, the Chiefs' divisional rivals. However, not a whole lot was going in the favor of Gardner Minshew, right? While he was in Vegas, he had several injuries. He didn't have a consistent receiving game. The running game, as we know, for Las Vegas was not there. They were the worst rushing team last season in the National Football League. And a guy like Gardner Minshew, while he wasn't going to elevate the roster, he was a guy that they thought they could, sneak in some wins here and there. Unfortunately, though, that plan did not work out. However, that does not mean at all that Gardner Minshew is not a good addition for this quarterback room beyond Patrick Mahomes, right? So now, believe it or not, this is a cool fact. Gardner Minshew is the youngest quarterback behind Patrick Mahomes. And the first time that Mahomes has been the starting quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. He is now older than his backups, as the backups in years prior have always been older than Mahomes. That just shows how much time has passed throughout since Patrick Mahomes making his debut into being the successor that he is, or the success story that he is. Gardner Minshew, though, he brings in a lot of experience, so much so that if, God forbid, Patrick Mahomes does need to step out of a game, whether it be for a minute or even just if they have a great season like they did last year where they just rest Mahomes in week 18, Gardner Minshew could be a guy that you throw out there. So throughout his career, he has played in 59 regular season games. He's recorded over 11,000 passing yards, almost 12,000. He's at 11,950 entering the 2025 campaign. He's earned 68 total touchdowns, and he has a passer rating of 88.5. While those numbers don't jump off the board, I think that as a guy who was going from a starting position into a backup role, those are numbers that the Chiefs in the whole organization, as well as Mahomes, should be happy about having. This is a guy who's got experience with multiple teams. He knows how different offensive game plans work, how to mesh well with guys in the locker room. Even if he's not out there on the field in game, you know that he's going to be rooting on his teammates from the sideline, especially and even mentoring the young wide receivers that could possibly be picking the brain of how Gardner Minshew likes to function. While Patrick Mahomes is obviously the go-to guy for advice, or it's like, hey, here's the game plan that we're going through, Gardner Minshew has that veteran presence that can tend to get overlooked in the NFL. And even though that we've seen Mahomes be a consistent piece to the Chiefs offense throughout the several years that he's been doing incredible things, a guy like Gardner Minshew provides reassurance. He was asked earlier this offseason, right after he signed, Gardner Minshew, that is, how he feels about this role, like if he's going from a starting role to a backup role, does it bring him down? Is there anything that he's looking forward to? And he had the most positive attitude that we saw from the additions through the offseason, at least in my opinion, as a guy who knows that he's playing behind Patrick Mahomes and knows that he probably isn't going to get a whole lot of starts or none, that is, if unless Mahomes is hurt. He was saying stuff like he's excited to be here in Kansas City. He's excited to learn and pick the brain of Patrick Mahomes and help him in any way that he can, whether that be mechanics, on field presence, locker room presence, just a friend to go to. While Patrick Mahomes has this whole world pressure beating down on him, as we've seen, a guy like Gardner Minshew can, bring him back down to earth. Like, hey, man, at the end of the day, this is just football. They're just looking at you because you're one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And even as a guy like Mahomes, who has the success that he has, a message like that means a whole lot to a guy who is on top of the world, right? If Minshew can deliver the messages and provide depth to this room, it not only helps Patrick Mahomes' in-game performance, knowing that, hey, if I need to step out of this game, I can because Gardner Minshew is going to pick me up right where I was, as well as helping head coach Andy Reid. Carson Wentz, sure, he was a good backup, but he wasn't used all that often. And when he was in the games, it wasn't like the attention that you were expecting from a backup quarterback. I think people were just expecting, hey, when's Mahomes going to get back into this game? I can see a world where Minshew can step in a blowout game, say to save the arm of Patrick Mahomes, and that would be a great way to have him stay fresh. He ranks, in my opinion, as one of the top 10 backups in the AFC going into this season. And while he's probably near on his way out of that top 10 ranking, he still finds himself in it. I think that Gardner Minshew has a lot of potential to really be, the locker room guy, the vibes guy, the guy that you can rely on. He's been through the worst and he's been through the best. He's been on good teams and he's been through his struggles with the bad teams, and he still comes to work with a positive attitude. So I'm excited to see what Gardner Minshew can do for this Chiefs offense in the future. That being said, though, guys, you can check out the ticker down below. You can follow me over on X at Dom Minchella. I post and repost every single day, and you're not going to want to miss any of the stories that we've got coming up. You can also check us out over at KC Chiefs on SI on X. All of the stories get published there as we continuously progress into the 2025 offseason. Training camp is going to be here sooner before you know it. You got to jump on this board, on the train while you've got it. As you guys know, Chiefs Kingdom, be kind to one another, and I'll see you tomorrow.